Record. Y'all have to give consent, I guess, now.
Wait,
What?
I don't think. No, not this time.
I did ask.
Oh,
no! It didn't
Uh-oh.
ask.
No.
This is the first time.
I have to consent. No.
All right, guys. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome. As you're watching this, we have overcome the technical difficulties to an extent for all of you for your viewing pleasure, because we went a week without running Dungeons and Dragons. Interestingly enough, it was still a fun episode as we were able to roll for wisdom and talk D&D Origins with Finks and Azoth, and more so find out where Tony and Mark's interest of Dungeons and Dragons and their gaming interest kind of spawned and grew. But I heard the pleas, we heard the cries. There were mass riots in the absence of our weekly Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and we're sorry. The Faybala Five, unfortunately, can't always meet at once. Even sometimes Megazord's got to roll on without all five. But thank you so much, everyone, for hanging in with us and tuning in on our Twitch at podcasters_ or on our Facebook podcasters tabletop gaming, or even our YouTube, which if you are watching in either of those, please hit subscribe, like, follow, all of the above, as well as check us out on our link tree, which is in the descriptions on our social media, as well as below in the YouTube summary box. So please make sure to check those out, follow us, and subscribe. Before we get into the episode, I also want to let everyone know that we do have our sponsor, DCT Industries. Check them out on Instagram at DCT_industries and Facebook at DCT Industries.tabletop gaming. It's a local Western New York gaming company getting ready to release their first game called Kaimon. Take it as a mix of war gaming, like Warhammer 40K or Warhammer Age of Sigmar, meeting Pokemon, Bakugan, Yu-Gi-Oh!, those anime mon genre games. With you and another player battling with your respective Kaimons. Each of the monsters have a series of attacks that are able to be determined and called out via a 6-die system. If you call your attack successfully and roll the number higher, you execute that attack, possibly rolling a crit and doing additional damage and features. It's very fun, competitive, entertaining, if I could describe it best. It's a very entertaining game that's lighthearted and fun, but yet can be strategic with terrain giving advantages and disadvantages. So check them out. Make sure to hit like, follow, and subscribe for them, and let them know that the guys over at Podcasters sent you. So that's pretty good. I had that written down, kind of locked in. That was a good ad roll. This will be a great day. I went 2 weeks without D&D. I haven't been playing on the side with my friends. Like, y'all can't make me go through withdrawal like this again. It wasn't okay. And I'm really excited because last we left off, sorry, let me get some water. Our players followed the mist and a trail through a woods to a village of Barovia. I know, I wish we'd had like a live audience that could react more respectfully, but I mean, you guys are all muted, not by me. I don't know why that how or why that happened. I mean, but whatever. It's great. But they had made their way from a desert, following the mists into the land of Barovia, which we all that do play Dungeons and Dragons and are familiar with the name and location, have heard of the infamous Curse of Strahd campaign coming out that came out for 5th edition. It's an old OG campaign and adventure from Dungeons and Dragons back in the early days. And I love the campaign that was written for this edition. As a new dungeon master in this game, is a fun campaign to run. I don't recommend it to be first-time campaigns. Maybe that's just my experience, but the Faybala Five has come into their own as a party, and I felt it was time that they face the lands and face my spin on Curse of Strahd. So, a little bit more specifically, when we did last leave off, the Faybala Five had ventured through a horror described woods that was surrounded by a thick white blanket of mist. When Finks tried to venture forth to find a crown of sorts, which vanished into the mist itself, he was choked on the poisonous gas and suffered a point of exhaustion, which does suck. Remus saw figures and eyes almost in the mist kind of reach out and pull, definitely signifying that they're in a new lands. As our favorite tiefling does have his inner turmoil of what plane of existence he is on, and if he is awake, they party made their way to a palisaded town with large wooden spikes, the closed gate. Through some charming and lucky charisma checks, they found their way into. I don't remember the two guards' names, so we're going to say that their names were Anton and Falcon, which I believe that they were. Can't find my notes from last week, 2 weeks ago. We'll pick up from there. It is 9 p.m. roughly, gauge on the night scale clock. Every step you take into this town, there's a... What are you guys doing?
Do we want to try to find some place to rest? I'm sure this place has an inn or something somewhere.
Tavern or something along those lines.
It was raining, right?
Oh, it's raining.
Finks is going to
Thunder.
the first open door he finds. First, like, open looking establishment. Not a house.
Establishment or door?
Establishment.
Okay. Make investigation check with disadvantage. I'll do investigation check. You do have dark vision.
Little do you know, I already have disadvantage because I'm exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
That is a non-natural 1. Of course, losing the natural 20.
You, in a crack of lightning, thunder ripples through the air. You get a bit frightful and bump back into perhaps a place of establishment, but the door is closed. You can't get a good description on what the building looks like, but it is a lack of term, standard 1-story building. Maybe it's an establishment, maybe it's a home, but the door's closed. You see the handle is just above your head, within reach.
Open.
It is, I'll say, you guys walked off of and from the gate. Have you guys kind of walked on the path? Because if not, I'll say you're roughly 10 feet from a guard.
So real quick, we haven't done much city exploring recently. Part of Finks's background is he's got the city secrets ability, which basically anything urban, he can get there in half the time because he kind of goes through alleys and kind of back ways.
Okay.
So I'm assuming I wouldn't be going through the main road if he thought there was a quicker way around.
Okay, I'll say for him navigating through a city, he can scope out being used to and familiar with slipping in and out of the back alleyways. He's able to identify a shop from a distance 2-3 blocks out, and he can retain the mental knowledge of how to get there from doing the back alley traveling.
Okay.
So I'll say I'll give you you have the half speed to get to it, as well as just like standard survival checks in the city. I'll give you. All right.
So that's a 16.
So how far off of from the guards have you guys walked? Would you have walked before you start to bump into a house? Because depending on your distance from those guards, that can be different.
I imagine we would have tried to get out of the view of the guards. I can't talk. Jesus.
All right.
Try to get out of view of the guards.
Yeah.
Says you guys are all walking 20, 30 feet up the road. The guards have begun bickering with themselves as the door slams shut. You hear Azoth, make a perception check. And I'll say Howard too, if you're keeping an eye to kind of make sure that you're out of earshot of where the guards are. Seeing Finks bump his back up into a thatched building. 3?
21.
Oh, 21. Oh,
13.
Azoth, you hear off in the far distance almost like a yelping of like dogs of sorts, possibly. Kind of coming up to the edge of the gate and kind of surrounding part out to the front of the village.
Okay.
Just animals are out and about afoot. Finks, bump yourself back, believing you're out of eye shot or visual distance of the guards. You look up and you see a door handle, and as you go to twist it, it begins to stop a little bit, locked in motion. You all see Finks trying to just open the door of a thatched-looking home with a chimney, a little bit of smoke.
Is there like an awning over top of me at the doorway?
No.
Ugh, okay. I'll go somewhere else.
You go what?
I'm gonna go look for something else then.
Okay. What else are you guys looking for specifically?
Someplace dry.
Someplace dry?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Is there like a does there seem to be like a tavern or an inn or a common like gathering place where there maybe is a warmer glow of a light coming from, or some hustle and bustle?
Make a perception check.
Uh, 10.
You see down the road, and where's my map? As you walk in, you see as you begin walking another 50 yards or so, just kind of wandering, looking around, and there's a building to your right at the next what it looks like to be like almost like a town square, as you see a horse being ridden by someone that kind of passes by a street, and there are a few town individual folks that are outside of a building laughing and kind of clinking drinks together. Let's see, it's about a block down. Can't really get much visual description on the building, but you can hear some kind of laughter, and you see the two people kind of what look to be holding drinks or mugs outside underneath an awning.
Thanks. How about there?
I'm already on my way.
Already on your way?
I got the exhaustion, so I'm kind of like delirious, and I don't like water, so making my way quick.
As you, let me see if I get a visual on this. As you walk up, there's a Tutored looking building with stoneworking. There's a foundation with that white plastery looking cement looking wall texture. So old, thick, rotted looking wooden cross beams coming up over through the windows. There is a wooden like awning that's kind of built out, covering the door on the entrance. There's a single shaft of light that thrusts illumination into the main square as you come running up between two buildings, seeing what looks to be a tavern of sort. The brightness passing through the main square, you see that it looks like a solid pillar in a heavy fog just along the town square, just kind of rising from the ground. Above the gaping doorway, there is a sign that hangs precariously askew, proclaiming to be the blood on the Vine Tavern. Two individuals, you say make a stealth check. You come running up to one of the buildings that are across from the tavern.
11.
11. You guys feel like you're pretty stealthy. Remus, natural stealth keeps him nice and quiet. Howard, not being too interested in the ongoings of the village, thinks you're relatively easy to hide, slipping behind one of the buildings. See that there is these two bushy looking individuals, gnarly black knotted beard. One of them has an eye patch, the other one with a red and white striped bandana.
Can I point out the eye patch guy and to Remus say relative of yours?
I,
I think he's another tiefling. That's why I asked.
Remus is gonna whisper back. I don't think that's how that works. I did this myself right before we met.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I got the cool eye and I wanted to use it, so I made some adjustments.
I wonder what's under his eye.
What are you doing? You guys are across the town square. There is a tavern of sorts. And with your high perceptions, you can read that this is the Blood of the Vine Tavern. You going across, walking across the two? Are you scoping the place out? What's up? It is nighttime. It is raining. Thunder is cracks of lightning.
Let's just go.
Yeah, I'll kind of pull my garments up, kind of just to be more serious. A la, Pee Wee Herman when he's checking into the psychic.
Yeah.
Flips up the collar.
All right. Make just straight general charisma checks walking through here.
15.
13.
13 for me.
19.
Okay, all good enough. You walk in up to the door. You see that there is a break down the center. And it looks like at one point the door was probably finely crafted, but the years have not weathered this well. Have not let this be well from the weather, it being weathered over the years. Yeah. You go to open it, pull it. And you see it's a very quiet tavern on the inside with looking inside, this is a where's my tavern? Where is my description? Okay. Looking inside the building, as you open it in and walk in, the two individuals in the that you had walked between that were discussing and talking in low tones as you come walking in, making yourself appeared, and then being in their visual awareness. You see them hush up as you walk by them, open the door, and the bit of talking and chatter that you heard that seemed lively was from these two, because inside here, this place looks dead. There are a few circular tables with patrons that sit at it, have just a very draining looking persona. Not entertained, no one's laughing. It looks to be a few drunks at the bar that's on the right of the building as you walk in. Passed out, there's one individual with this dead blonde looking hair, just very chiseled looking face, pale skin, a little bit of growth on his face, and just sipping a small half-size cup of some red liquid, just casually just sipping it quietly. Looking over, you see that there is a bartender, larger fellow, about 6.5 feet tall, stockier, a big round belly, black leathered looking drapings, almost like an apron, but it's worn, beat up, heavily used, smeared and stained all over. Just cleaning a couple glasses.
Is there a fire of sorts?
Make a perception check. Who was the last one to walk in the tavern?
I don't know.
Mm,
I would have been.
Make a perception check for me.
I got a 4.
13.
You hear some mumbling of hushed tones under the breath of the individual with the eye patch. And you distinctly hear a from the other individual. Could be just them spitting to spit, but there's a follow. Finks, looking in this room, you don't see a fireplace. You do see that there are the 3 circular tables that are off to your right, one being more in the center. To the far right of the tavern, there is a large rectangular table with 4 chairs around it that are empty, and 3 have been filled by 3 females. You see tanned skin, dark black hair wrapped in red bandanas that have these little beads and jewels dangling from them. They are wearing white, puffy, topped dresses, and around their waists, they have these colorful skirts that come draping down to the floor. And they are sitting there as well, with you rolling a 4. What are you guys doing?
Howard's gonna walk up to the bartender. Hello, my good sir.
Hello.
You seem very friendly. Me and my compatriots are here to hopefully get a room. Do you have any place that you can put us up for the night, or is there an inn around nearby that would put us up for the night? We've traveled a long way here and we're kind of tired.
We have 2 rooms for rent, but they are currently filled. I'm sorry. Perhaps tomorrow you could rent them. Would you like a drink?
What are you offering?
We have wine and wine.
Oh, okay. No, I'm good on the wine. I've actually have a problem, and I should probably stop drinking wine. So I'm okay. But thank you. So then, is there another place that you could direct us to that would hopefully give room?
I'm sorry, but there's no inn in town. Perhaps there's a gutter that you could stay in, or a stable on the outskirts, perhaps. If you was not going to buy a drink or pay for services. I'm sorry.
I mean, I could give you a service. I mean, your clothes kind of look really disgusting and dirty. As you can tell, I like to look nice and pristine. And so are you. And I'm gonna, as I say that, I'm gonna like wave my hand and cast prestidigitation. Yes, finally, on the guy and make him look nicer and cleaner. It doesn't like mend the holes or anything else like that, but it looks like they're clean.
Puts these dusty looking glasses that are filled in just 3/4 of the way with this dark red, thick looking liquid.
You said dusty glasses?
Yeah. You see,
yes.
make an insight check.
Natural 20.
You realize, looking at your glass and then looking down at him, his rag is dusty, dry, dirty, and smeared, and he just keeps smearing the grease around the glass. It's not even wiping or cleaning them. He's just moving the dirt around in the dust. And you probably had one of those glasses.
Yep, I'm sure this place has a 5-star rating on Yelp. Okay. All right.
We are not sponsored by Yelp.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the glass. Do you know the 2 rooms who are currently renting them?
No,
are they just villagers? Are they out-of-towners, adventurers?
They are always reserved for the evenings by the owners. They rent them out already. I don't know who has them So he looks over in the direction of the three women at the table.
Those are the owners.
Yes, they are.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Well, thank you for your time, sir. I appreciate it, and I thank you for the wine.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do
Good
that
luck.
whole little like behind me as I pretend like I drank.
Make a deception check.
Sure.
Can't be that bad.
It's a 3 + 7, so 10.
Should I roll for the NPC?
Go for it.
11.
Natural 19.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course. He doesn't notice it. Or if he does, he doesn't give away that he does.
Okay.
So what you guys are all doing there? It's a pretty dead looking place. There's a few mumbles. There's a whispers coming from select individuals that are at some of the circular looking tables.
All right. I'm gonna walk over to the other guys. So I guess the rooms are rented out. But these lovely ladies over here seem to be the owners.
There's only 3 of them.
Yeah.
There's 4 of
4
us.
of us.
I'm gonna actually
I
take.
think we could take them.
I'll take the drink, and I'm gonna go outside to where the 2 guys outside were.
Well, now there's
Nope.
3 of us.
Well, I guess then we just drink. And I point to the guy that's kind of passed out at the bar, and it's like, I think he gets to stay here for free. So come we.
Yeah.
If you,
The room that he was pointing at, it was like, was there stairs that lead upstairs or something, or where are the rooms located at?
they're at the far end of the tavern, to the right of where you see the 3 women sitting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Howard's just gonna walk to the doors.
Over to them?
Yeah, just over to the doors, see if he can open it. As if like he's already got the reservation and he deserves to be in the room.
Okay, make a deception check.
Ooh, natural 20. 27.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Over to the door. Shuts locked. But as a moment of frustration, you find as you pull this off pretty damn good. And then you're greeted by a voice. Oh, hello there. I'm sorry. It wasn't supposed to be locked. Were you given your key?
They didn't quite give it to me. They just said it would be ready for me, so I just assumed it was already open and ready.
I'm so sorry. My name's Alenka. And you see this is one of the women done up, and all 3, they look very similar, but they all have different differences in their colored patterns of their clothing. And Alenka has a red looking skirt with these yellow flourishes of design of stitching work and like little flowers that come up off of her dress very subtly, but very almost gaudy in a way, but not overkill. Adek should have given you a key. This is one of our doubles. Is your companion with you? We weren't sure when you would be arriving.
Yes, it's actually me, my compatriots. One had just stepped outside. He'll be back in shortly. But yes, we're supposed to be here for the rooms.
Okay. I always keep a spare set on me. As you see her kind of reach into her pouch off to her side and pulls out a iron, rusty looking key, but the appropriate fit for this door. Here you go. It is for the 2 days, as you had requested.
Yes, correct. Thank you.
Of course.
And might I say, you do look quite lovely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Why, thank you.
You're the owner, huh? That's pretty nice.
One of them, she kind of like looks over a little nervously to her 2 other friends sitting at the table. You see them just kind of staring you up and down. The one on the far left looks over at the one that was in the middle, whispers in some, or rolls her eyes as she looks back. She's looking down at the bartender.
Just gonna smile and nod at him like,
Charisma check.
all right. Straight charisma.
Straight charisma.
19 total.
Okay. All right. Your charisma is keeping you afloat right now, especially when the door is locked.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, I thank you so much for this, and we will be. As you can see, we're kind of tired, and we kind of just want to go to bed tonight. But I do appreciate your services, and I do look forward to spreading the news about you guys.
Oh, well, thank you. I look forward to you staying for the nights as well.
Yes, thank you. Now, before we go to bed, too, like in the morning or so, obviously not tonight. I'm sure everything is closed. Is there a perhaps a general store or some other kind of shops around here?
I mean, that is not many shops other than what us Vestani caravans will bring through. In Barovia, there's not much of this village other than Bildris Mercantile, and the pickings are slim, if any, and the prices are, well, they're priced.
That's fine. That's fair. I do hear that Barovia has pretty good sweets, if I'm not mistaken, donuts to be exact.
Oh, one of the pies. Have you heard of them before?
Well,
Have you-
I've heard of the Barovian cream donuts, but not the pies.
She smiles at you and goes, "I have one left. It's yours." As she
Oh,
kind of
thank
goes
you.
over to the table and pulls out a little tiny, like private pie, and she goes, "It's a sweetened meat pie. They're delicious. They're a delicacy of our village, and some of the bakers at the windmill that make them, they're a real treat here and help us along with our wine. They go well together. Here you go." And she gives you this.
Oh, thank you.
Has a little bit of a warm touch to it. Must have just been freshly cooked and baked and taken in the smell. It has a nice roasted, it's like a bit of a steaky smell. Like this is some nice savory, like stewy pie.
Okay. I thank you so much. This looks quite delicious. So, I will retire for the night. And again, I thank you, and I will enjoy this. Thank you.
Thank you. Your friends are the ones that we saw you come in with. They're all going to be
Yes.
using the one room, or
Both rooms actually. We were supposed to split the two.
sorry,
That's okay.
Mirabelle. She's the one that does the bookkeeping. I'll talk to her later. And she goes, "Here's the other key. You go."
Oh,
She
thank
gives you a second key, and the rooms are side by side. There you go.
Cool. I'm gonna open up the one. Give Finks the other one. There you go. It's y'all's room. We can split it.
Y'all had a glass of wine with you too.
Yeah, and I
Howard
also tried to
chucked his.
soak up the floor wine. But that was off camera.
It's not bad. It's not bad wine. I mean, you're not a you're not a renaissanced goblin here. You're from the forest, and you were thrown in jail, and you've been on some quick adventuring. So this is some of the first wine that you've ever really been able to try and enjoy. And the floor wine isn't that bad. So what's everyone else doing?
I went outside with my drink to dump it, but then to also make it seem like I still have it, to kind of maybe eavesdrop with the two guys that are outside, just kind of see what they're talking about.
Come walking out, and they're both, "Hey, so when we need to take off, there's a hello. Can we help you?" As the door opens up, they just
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna and pretend to like sip my drink and just kind of like,
So, the ship remains docked. I have to get the necklace to be able to get out of here. Yes. The one kind of just begins to tuck something in under his collar out of view of you. You see that there is a strand that wraps around his neck of sorts, almost like a leathered cord. Fine though, not like a big thick rope. And the one goes, yes, the carnival sucks. Carnival sucks, but soon we'll be able to leave here. Just another couple of those necklaces will be good. And they just kind of eye you up very just.
I'll go to like reach into my like just kind of like I'm reaching around, and I want to accidentally casually drop the Lolth pendant that I have on the ground, so like it's still in view, like make
a deception check.
16.
16.
Yeah.
You drop it. They make a perception check. Because you're actively looking to see.
11.
Okay. They eye it. And you do see them just kind of stare it up and down. They just kind of break their eye contact and look at each other and start. So, what was your time on the Roughisties? What was your favorite outing? And they begin going off into some sea chanty stories.
Okay. I'll take a look at my glass and realize like, oh, it's empty, and I'll kind of like just head back into the tavern or the inn.
Okay. Walk back into the tavern. You see Finks on the ground as you see Howard and Remus down discussing with one of the women. Or no, Remus, I assume, were you with Howard? Where were you?
So I was just waiting to see how everything else played out. No, so Remus is kind of because this is probably the first time in a while the guards were adamant about his appearance. He's very he's got his hood up pretty heavy. He's not drinking the wine just because he doesn't want to expose any of his skin in the bar area. So I don't know if there are any empty tables maybe near the owners, or if in general in the tavern.
Make perception check as you go around. And I'll say make it just a general stealth check too.
I want to
Okay.
I want to lean down to Finks and I'll whisper in his ear. One of the guys outside has a necklace you might like.
Ooh,
I can't get it, but I think you can.
what color was it?
It's got a nice leather band. It's tucked in his shirt. I couldn't tell, but he was really keen on keeping it hidden from me.
Is there a window? Can I see him?
There is a window out that looks out to the front of the building. And you do see that there are two figures in muffled looking shadows from the ground.
Okay. All right, I'll start scheming while Remus is doing his thing.
I got a 12 for perception and then a 16 for stealth.
All right, you. It's been a while since you've had to remain kind of hidden being a tiefling. You've been able to live fairly free out in the open, not having to be worried of the fear that comes of being part devil, essentially.
Yeah.
And being given the warning, you now tuck up nicely, pulling your hoods over your neck, your face, making sure your horns are matted in with the hair that you do have. using part of the eye patch to really try to cover up the most of your exposed skin and cheek now, and even pulling your robes to wrap up your hands and knuckles so that no one can tell that you are a purple-skinned individual with horns. You see that there is a table. None are empty, but the one that is far off to the left in front of two of the doors where Howard is standing in front of only has one patron that is heavily passed out, that like hands are to the side, draped, and he may not be breathing. Who knows? He may have died there.
I will sit down with this passed out man, but I would like to
Perception.
like
Make a
as I'm
medicine or
slow
perception.
perception. Like I want to see one if I think he's actually like sleeping and drunk, and then I'll try and see if he's breathing afterwards. So 16.
Sitting down, you smell this heavy cinnamon, alcoholic burning smell being next to him. And it catches you off guard because you haven't smelled that yet. All you've smelled is this kind of standard grape Concord wine that was in the glasses that were handed out to you all. And you're getting this really strong alcoholic residue smell on him, but this heavy cinnamon, almost like big red burning cinnamon smell. Someone had too much fire whiskey.
Remus thinks to himself where he got that if the bartender only has dirty glasses of wine. I'm going to try. Am I facing like the rooms, or what way am I facing? Like,
you could be sitting. He would have his back to the bar, the guy that's passed out. So you could sit down on the right to him and be staring right at Howard and the rooms with the women to your right. Or you can be sitting on the left side of the individual passed out with Howard and the women to your left. And then you would be staring at the entranceway into the tavern.
I would prefer the latter that way, because I don't know what Howard and Finks are trying to do. My thoughts are, if we do actually have the rooms, I'm going to wait for Azoth to let him know what's going on whenever he shows up again.
Okay.
And also just kind of keep an eye on what everyone else in the bar is doing with my eye patch eye, or
Okay.
any eye. Oh, both eyes.
Both eyes. I'll say with your perception check and you kind of walking over and sitting down next to the individual, you see that coming from under his coat pocket, his chest, you see that there's a bulge that looks to be almost the shape of like a rectangular looking shape, possibly a wallet of sorts padded underneath, possibly a flask. Using your eye, you look over and you can see that there is a silvery looking metal looking container in his front pocket, tucked between his chest here. And as you do sit down and kind of scope around the room, you see as the door opens up and Azoth comes walking in, there's a breathe out from him.
Interesting. I'm going to hang out there for now and blend.
All right. So, what is everyone doing? At some point, Howard, you're handing keys off to Finks.
Yep. I got one room.
Alenka sits back down, and her and the other women are talking amongst themselves in hushed tones.
Yep. I'm gonna open up my room and walk in.
You walk in, standard 2-bed room. There's a simple dresser in between the two. Standard single beds.
Is there that like connecting door?
To the middle room?
No, like
No,
like
like to
hotels,
the,
you get the double
to
rooms.
like the adjacent room. You get like that door that connects.
Oh,
room
for the adjacent room. Make an investigation check if you're looking for a connecting door. If you're looking for anything hidden or stuff.
12.
12. You do not find any connecting doors between the two. And you just find some messy looking beds.
Okay.
No one has made them. Service there wasn't performed.
Well, this tavern is definitely getting a 1 star for me. I'm gonna run over to the left one and just kind of like jump and land on the bed.
Make an acrobatics check for me.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Because Howard would have to roll on that, I feel.
Acrobatics. 11. It's not too bad.
Okay. You go to run, and as you jump, who walked in the room with you? Is it just you?
I think just me, yeah.
Just you. As you walk in the room, there's a moment that you think that you may have overshot it and would hit the wall, but you fall just into the bed. There's a slight give as you hear a small as the wooden frame possibly begins to kind of crack or crunch underneath the weight of you dropping into the bed.
Oh snap! All right, I'm gonna get up real quick off the bed, and I'm just gonna go over to the right one and sit down.
Very standard bed. It'll do the job for the night. Better than sleeping on the ground or on a rolled out mat.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
What are you all doing?
Get my bag set up, my book set up, and I'm just gonna kind of relax on the bed.
Okay.
I'm gonna go unlock the other door, just so it's unlocked.
We'll unlock the room to the
Let's have the key.
to the left.
Yeah.
All right. You open it up.
Just quick check. Make
Same.
sure no one's in there.
Making sure I'm making a big investigation check as you look around in here. Quick check, actually, no,
Okay.
perception if you're making quick check. You're glancing around.
6.
6. Very disheveled looking room. Not tidied up at all. Beds not made, but simple. 2 beds on the left and right. There is a round floor rug instead of a square rectangular looking one that was in Howard's room. There's a simple dresser in between the 2 beds.
All right. I'm gonna claim the bed that's furthest from the door.
Be the one when you walk into the left.
Okay.
Okay. You guys claim beds?
Yeah, and I'm gonna think about this necklace and how to get it quietly.
Okay.
I'm gonna look through the. You said there was a dresser in the middle between the 2 beds.
Yeah, it's like a standard like cupboard, like a 2 drawer.
I'm
Night
just gonna
desk.
open up. I'm just gonna open them just to see what's in there.
Open up the one. Looks very standard. Stains of something red along the inside. Open the bottom one. As you do, you swear you hear the sound of something rolling, but when you open it, the bottom drawer is empty. It sounded almost like the sound of glass or something kind of going, kind of rolling on wood. It's like a vial.
All right, I'm gonna inspect the bottom of the drawer, see if it's like a false bottom or something like that.
Gonna touch it. It's hollow. There's a little bit of hollow give to it.
Cool. I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out how to open it up.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Ooh, 19.
19. You do see, as you roll it, as you kind of see along the edges, that the drop away dresser cabinet is almost has this red waxy seal along it as you're looking at it, and almost like kind of like has to be peeled off to be able to get to whatever is in the dropped drawer.
Okay. I'm gonna go back through, grab one of my daggers, like the rusty, crappy one. I'm gonna use that to kind of pry the waxy seal open.
Crack it off, rip it off, and as you begin to peel it off and kind of cut the dagger along the bottom drawer, there is a few moments as you kind of pull it that you actually just cut straight through it to the lower portion. Try to be stealthy at all while you're doing this.
Yeah.
Make stealth check.
Probably roll a stealth check. Ooh. That's a frick. That's a 1.
Okay. What's everyone else doing while this is happening?
Dealing with my noisy neighbor.
Okay.
I guess.
Hitting the wall with the broom.
I'll go. I'll peek my head into Howard's room, shake my head, and I'll look into Finks's room, and I'll just kind of walk in and sit on the other bed opposite of Finks.
Okay. Sit in the other bed.
It's gonna be that awkward. I see you period. I'm just gonna look at you, and be like,
So
"Keep on going."
make a perception check, Azoth.
Like I already know. This is
Got that
nothing.
like college dorm. I left my door open. Feel
Nine.
whoever's just walking
9?
by.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean it. I mean it's how we're doing. You know, he's getting his way into something. Remus, what are you up to? You're sitting at this thing at the tavern, just watching everything going on, and you're just scoping it. Or
I would love to know how the tavern is reacting to this incidents of broom noises.
there's a few like, and you see the rest of the tavern is honestly not reacting. They're just very. This looks like the night shift crew of patrons. No one is reacting to anything happening from your presence being there. You were given a warning of being outed, and no one is even curious to the individuals that have entered the tavern. The barkeeper was disinterested in you, honestly, and it's a little awkward. What you do notice in the room, the ones that are reacting are the women that are. And you make a perception check as you hear them kind of laughing and kind of the one of them kind of looks over at the room and kind of like does like
14.
Well, you know what they say about men and their urges. Make an insight check.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, this isn't good, whatever it is. I got a 6.
Yeah, the one to the far left. Well, temptation and curiosity killed the cat. But who knows? He looks cute and perhaps interested in you, Alenka. She goes, shh, Madam Ava, probably wouldn't approve. And they all start laughing and begin drinking from their wine goblets again that are significantly cleaner looking to you, Remus. They are clearly got the washed glasses. So, Remus, you're just waiting and watching?
Like, out of character, I had
Yeah.
this idea, but it's a terrible idea. Like, my idea was to debate using my sonic whispers and have it be one of the women there and try and talk to them and like figure things out. But at the same time, like, they'd be so confused and it would just blow up everything. So I have an idea. And what it involves is me leaving my wine glass next to this clearly passed out gentleman. Low, like, not lowly, but like softly and like gravelly, like trying to change my voice a little bit or sound like a person. Tell him to watch it for me.
Make a deception check.
And then as I'm doing this, I'm gonna head to Howard's room. I got a 28.
Nice.
There's a watch this glass for me. Very clear shift of tone. No one was there to experience it. You walk in.
What are you doing, Howard?
There's this drawer. It seems like there's a hollow bottom. I was trying to open it up and see what's in there.
And with that, there's a
Like-
final and you break the door. You see the hollow, the false drawer just crack in half as it splinters.
wasn't trying to break it. I was just trying to like break the
I
seal
know
off.
the frick one was great though.
Okay.
I could have got that for you.
Yeah.
All right. Before you do, but I don't want to know what's going on yet. But before we do that, can you make me look like a person, like a normal person, so I can go talk to these people out there that are half awake? I don't know if that's a thing you can do. I know you can do it to yourself.
It only works on myself, unfortunately.
What the hell does?
I mean,
What
I
good
could
is
wear
this
your-
magic?
I don't know. I could walk outside with your clothes and look like somebody else.
But then I'm just here.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't work.
All right. What?
And
What-
can I try to eavesdrop?
Through the wall? Just a giant glass.
A
Make a
dusty
perception
glass.
check, please.
A dusty glass up against the wall.
Make a perception check, please.
15.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Thanks can help.
Sounds like
I'm
things
gonna-
go.
I'm gonna knock twice and then once on the wall connecting the rooms and say I'll be there in a minute. All right, Howard, what the hell can you fix this furniture? I can't.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna fix it. I just wanted to see what was in the hollow part. Also, I could probably, if I got makeup, make you look human too. I just don't know what to do with the horns. I mean, I could cut them off, but I don't think you want that.
I'd prefer not. I'd rather just
Yeah.
wear like a hat. Is that a thing? Is a hat a thing?
Sure,
I mean,
a
hats
lovely,
are things.
a lovely head covering.
I guess so. I don't know. This Barovia place seems pretty.
We got like 2 hoods right now.
Yeah, I don't think they really noticed or cared, to be honest.
No, they're
The guards were a little uptight, but the people here just seem like they're.
well.
I don't
It's late. They're all the one guy I was sitting next to was very drunk on his own accord. So
Yeah.
I don't know what they have going on here. So what'd you find in this?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna open it up and see what's in there.
Watch out for splinters.
You look down and you see that there is a vial, a standard health potion looking in size. That you're used to standard, the size of like a marker.
Mhm.
This long. And instead of the familiar red liquid, you see that there appears to be this blue, misty, silvery looking swirling liquid that has almost a marble looking coloration because the blues and grays and silvers are swirling around in it. Make a perception. Make perception or investigation checks. Your choices. There is a
Perception.
thick stopper on it that you see a cork pushes into the bottle, and it has a black wax sealing around the capping of it.
11 on perception.
It just swirls around this
Hmm.
watery, viscous looking liquid.
I wonder if maybe I'll bring it to Finks later and have him see if he can identify it, either him or Azoth. I don't know.
I
Who.
mean, I'm going over there now. I'll bring it back.
Oh.
That's-
Okay, yeah, it's
I
fine.
guess that's fair too.
Okay, that's fine. I trust it. Here you go.
I will take
Okay.
this.
And while he goes, like in the place of where I broke the thing, I'm just going to take my mask of the Blood King, since it's no longer good to me, and I will just put it in the drawer and then slowly close the drawer.
Okay. Put the mask in there. As you push it, the door closed. You hear the 2 pieces of splintered wood shift around in it. You bust it through.
Just gonna open it up real quick, make sure they're still broken, nothing put together.
Nope, broken.
Okay, cool. And then just close it back again.
Okay. So, Remus, you walk over to Finks's room.
I do.
You see the two beds. Azoth, you're watching Finks with the cup to the
yeah.
wall.
So Finks, what in the meantime, while he was waiting for Remus, has set up a chair and has taken out his disguise kit, which he will use to make Remus look however he wants. So I've got various hair dyes and makeups. I'm assuming he'd have those for like war paint reasons, but I don't know. He's got a disguise kit and he's proficient. So what do you want to look like?
I'll look at the vial in his hand and go, "Oh, it's Rojo Toro sugar-free Barovia edition."
Maybe.
I'm not too sure. Howard wanted me to have things take a look at this quick too. So
Probably a smart idea.
I don't know if you prefer to do that first, Finks. Yeah, I'm not. You have a chair. You have a chair and a large setup going on in this very tiny room. Your bed is covered in things. I was hoping for a magical disguise, but
No, those are reserved for me.
that's fair too. I suppose the only thing we could really adjust is my skin tone. That would seem simplest. Everything else can stay how it is.
Probably would exhaust the remaining uses of your paints to be able to cover up a purple tiefling to make him appear a skin tone color.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
So this, how long will it last? I guess, should I ask? I'm assuming rain's probably not going to help.
With the rain, it probably will not let it last as long as if a Remus was to be able to stay dry.
Okay. Would you prefer we do this now, or do you want to hang on? I only have enough for one time.
I suppose we can do this another time. I'm not too concerned about the villagers per se. They all seem a little scared. I figured now was a good time to talk to the few people who seemed like they know things without having anyone else eavesdrop on it.
Well, the only other option I have is to blind those looking at you. So this is definitely the easier option.
Let's see how we're feeling tomorrow and what we're doing tomorrow.
Okay. I'll start packing it all away.
It's very nicely just a bunch of little caps of paints and paste and
I'll help him pack it back up. I feel guilty.
No. There's an order to this.
Oh, okay.
He's all his little mini figurines that he's putting away next to it. Little goblinoids.
I don't want to look at that bottle until tomorrow. Out of game exhaustion is going to be.
Oh, got you.
So
Okay.
I'll wait for a full rest.
Things I understand. You're too tired.
Yes. It's very foggy. Not thinking straight.
Who's that mist?
Okay. So, anyone want to do anything for the remainder of the night? It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have another idea, but I'll wait to have Finks go first.
Well, I gotta get that necklace, so I have a scheme. I don't know if it's worth trying.
Okay, I'll say roughly about a half hour has gone by at this point since you guys have first come in.
So those guys are just like hanging out outside.
You have no idea.
Well,
you never went
where they were.
That's where they were.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back out and I'm just gonna go peek and see if they're still there.
You being stealthy about this, or you just blatantly walking out?
I'll be blatant.
Be blatant? Okay, make a charisma check.
I'm not like going up to them. I'm just seeing it like through the window.
Of course, but you're a
15.
goblin walking out. Okay. There's a few moments that some of the patrons look down and begin to like kind of visually become frightened and are gonna scream or yell, and then there's a drunken stupor that comes over them, and they're just like, ugh, not worth it. Go out to the you go up to the exit. You see the window where the two figured individuals were previously, and the shapes are no longer outside the windows.
All right, can I poke my head out and see if I see anyone out there?
You see, poking your head out.
This I am doing stealthily.
Make a stealth check then for me.
16.
16. You poke your head out and don't see any bodies, any individuals. Looking down at the ground, you can see the 2 wet, muddy boot prints that had sunken into the ground. You see the 2 sets walk off to the right down an alleyway.
All right. I'm following them.
Okay. So you slip out of the tavern door, sneak down, crouching low underneath the windows, keeping your back pressed to the wall. Slip around a corner, following the trail. They look like they stoop. They kind of had a stupor to them, swaying and rocking. Make a perception check for me.
10.
Okay. You see one of the figures with his leaning to the back, with his back against the wall, 2 buildings down, about 50 feet away. The second one is on the ground, passed out. You see his bandana in his hands, sprawled. This is a little cloth. Make a stealth check for me.
Before I do that,
Of course.
I want to cast a spell.
What are you casting?
Disguise self.
Okay.
And I am going to take the form of one of those, not exactly one of the ones in there, but a version of one of those women that were in the bar.
Okay.
And then I'll make my stealth check after that.
Make a stealth check.
8.
Okay. It's dark. It's rainy. There's a crash of lightning in the air, in the sky. There's a sound of thunder. You hear the in the distance. And with another flash of lightning, you see the individual with the eye patch looking at your face with a dead expression, with a featureless individual at this distance and in this lighting. You can't really make out what they look like, but another individual that's standing behind them, hunched over their neck. As you see the body drop
Shoot.
to the ground. Flash of lightning. They're gone.
All right, I'm going to get my necklace and leave.
You're going to go forward to the bodies to go get a necklace?
Yep.
Okay.
Let me cast guidance on myself first.
Okay.
Say a quick prayer. And move
Okay.
in.
Okay. What you doing? You going up to the necklace?
Just getting it and being quick.
Go up to the necklace, make a investigation check.
All right, so let me use the guidance on that one. That's going to be a total of 7.
Okay. As you begin looking over the body, you see that it is padded with heavy, thick leather armor that drapes down over his body like a cloak. It smells of seawater and brine. You see there is a few daggers with these saber-looking handles that curl off of them. Looking over, you see that there is a golden medallions hanging from his neck that are over his shirts, all with these gold chains around them. You see that there is a leathered, corded-looking necklace of sorts that wraps around his neck, but whatever it is tucked deeper within his collar. You're going to probably have to make a little bit further of some checks to get it.
Let's do it.
All right. I'll let you make a dex or strength check, as well as make a perception check too.
Okay. All right. 13 for the dex. And perception is a 13.
Okay.
13 for both.
Okay. You are looking in between the layering folds of shirts, and as you quickly use your nimble little thumbs and fingers that you're used to plucking and thieving delicate instruments for holy artifacts for, you slip it out of his chest, and it is a little ticket admission token, it looks like, and in a square rectangular metal, almost has a flimsy, light, brittle metal feel to it. It's delicate. You don't want to give too much bend or force to it. You'll probably break it. But punched along one end of it, it says it has a hole that straps around to the leather cord around his neck. On the ticket, it is written "Admit 1."
Okay, I guess that's what I wanted. I'm grabbing all of his necklaces. You said the other chain. I'm taking everything. I don't know which one's the right one. All of
Got
them.
it.
And then very quickly, I got to check that other guy too to make sure I got the right guy. Azoth did not specify which was which.
Okay. As you quickly pull off, you go over to the other individual, make an investigation check, as well as a second perception check.
Investigation is a 17. Perception is a 10.
Okay. 17. Looking at this individual up and down, you do not find any necklace on this one. You actually, not around his neck. You do see that there are 2 diamonds stuffed into one of his pouches on his right. There is a sack of coins that you do feel, and reaching in one of his pant pockets, you found looks to be a brass knuckles of sorts.
Yeah. All right. So brass knuckles. How many diamonds?
2 diamonds.
2 diamonds and a coin pouch.
Coin pouch.
Coin pouch and the necklaces. All right. That's all I want. I am.
Does a 23 hit?
Hit me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you take 8 slashing damage as a claw rakes across your rib cage as you hear from behind your head. And then the second one is going to be a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
17 hits. You feel the piercing of 2 white hot needles puncture into your neck as you take 8 points of piercing damage and 7 points of necrotic damage.
All right, I turn. What am I faced with here?
You see a ragged individual with these dirty white.
Can I interrupt? Sorry. So I don't know how Finks's magic works, but if he is supposed to be a taller chick from the bar, if this person was attacking this taller chick to go for the neck, isn't it going over Finks?
Perhaps his.
I can grow up to a foot in size. So
it's not like an illusion.
Oh, okay. I was curious.
Yeah, I guess if you like you interact with it, you can tell that it's not right, but I don't think I would.
Well, it's all. It's not like he has an illusion in that. It's like he's 4 foot tall and the other like 3 feet above him are fake. There are spells that do that though. Big difference.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that's what that was, but
no,
okay,
you're good. Gotta learn. You turn around and you see this dark grayed skin looking female with red beady eyes and knotted, weathered, grayed black hair, as her clothes that she wears are white rags draped over her body with a wrapping around her waist. Her face is covered in blood as her hands are glistening red. Roll for initiative, please.
Yes. 7.
Total?
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you go first.
All right. Sphinx casts the Dimension Door spell. Goodbye. It's 500 feet. I'm hoping that's enough to get back to the room.
Make an intelligence check. Add your casting modifier to it.
+3. My spell attack or my modifier. So 13 total.
As you step backwards, stammering back, you walk through a door as there's a beam of moonlight that you see streaking down in the sky. As you kind of walk and fade into it, you are staring at the figure still, but now you're 50 feet back and you're right next to the door.
500 feet.
Are you trying to get into the tavern?
I'm specifically trying to make a connecting door between the two rooms.
With your
And I wanted to fall
intelligence-
into Howard and Remus's room, not my own.
Let me see. Dimension door real quick. Let me just check in the rules. How
Yeah,
familiar
sure.
do you have to be with the location?
As long as he's been there before, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I just want to
I'll
make
check.
sure.
'Cause I may or may not have that as well.
One place you can see or visualize or can describe.
Yeah. And he would have seen our room already, I believe.
I'll allow it. So
Okay.
as there's a moment of you kind of stammering back into the moonlight, you see yourself kind of fade into front of the tavern door, and then you're in the room with Howard.
All right.
You all see things just go
Not even
pop
Sphinx.
as there's a flash of almost this dimmed, pearlescent moonlight, we'll say, as it puffs in the room, and there's a Sphinx staring at you, holding a golden chain set of necklaces.
He's disguised, though, right? I'm gonna
Well,
make an
yeah, it was
insight-
disguised.
And
but-
he's looking at like Elenka, the one that had
Nice.
been flirting with you.
Why, hello. I'm gonna make an insight, make sure that's really whatever. 16.
As you're staring at the woman, there are these goblin feature-looking teeth that, as you previously were kind of checking her out, and she was smiling at you, Sphinx does this kind of like smile, and there's a gnarly-looking teeth sticking out.
and the
You're like,
illusion's falling apart slowly.
Okay.
it
Yeah.
just kind of melts off.
Oh,
Howard.
That's extremely disturbing. What's up, thanks?
I'll turn
Maybe
it
you
off.
could have just like walked to the through the door, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I'll turn the illusion off, so I'm back to Goblin Sphinx and just Azoth told me I would like something out there, and I did not like it at all. Not one bit.
What did he tell you?
He said I would like this, and I guess that is true. I do like the necklace I found, but I had to take it off of a dead man, and I didn't do it. I'm usually proud of these things. I would tell you, but there was some sort of
It's no judgment from here.
some sort of woman with sharp claws and teeth, and she's probably still out there, but I'm safe in here. I mean, they can't come in here, right?
I don't know. I'm gonna go. There's a window in my room too, right?
No, there's not.
Oh.
Not in the rooms.
I'm just gonna peek my head outside. Are all three women still sitting at the table?
Do you see them all sitting there? The ones. Save some of the pie for me, please.
Oh, it was quite delicious. I will save you a piece. Thank you. Just gonna go back in and close the door. No, they're still all there, so it might be some other crazy woman out there. I don't know.
Well, if you decide to go outside, just be careful. That being said, I'm going to go to bed now. And I'm going to go back into the other room
Okay.
and converse with Azoth and show him what I found.
Okay. Show
You
him.
sure you're okay though? Before you go.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm going to keep going.
Howard, make a perception check for me.
17.
You notice that there are these two puncture-looking wounds on Finks's neck as he turns away to walk out the door.
Thanks. You're you got something there.
What? The necklace? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sure. The necklace. I think it left a couple marks on you. All right. Well, have a good night.
All right, thanks. I'll leave.
Okay.
All right, so I'll let Azoth know what happened too, in the same way. But I will show him what I found on the guy. I was gonna grab the eye patch too, but I didn't have enough time.
Right. I'll ask if Finks is doing all right. If he needs anything.
Just make sure someone's watching the door.
Okay. So what I'll do is I will forego taking a long rest, and I will just do a basically like my meditate thing or whatever, so I can still feel rested because I don't need to recover anything at the moment, I guess, and I can still be alert.
4
Meditate.
hours, semi-conscious alert. Man.
I'll tell him I'll watch the door.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys are crashing in for the night. Well, this is going on. Remus, what have you been up to?
So I guess as Finks was, because Finks, you went out the door, I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
Yeah, unless you needed to stop
No.
me first.
So
Okay.
I would have left the room at the same time, gone back to the other room. And are there pillowcases?
Yeah, there's a pillowcase.
I'm gonna make a pillowcase mask.
Making a pillowcase
Oh
mask.
man.
And I think that's what I'm going to use this evening to try and talk to these people.
You're looking at
Everyone-
the pillowcase, contemplating the idea. It doesn't look like it'll be a clean pillowcase. It's not those fresh white linens. There are a few smearing stains on it. Probably hasn't been washed in a few months.
What's the thread count?
Oh, it's not good. It's
I
like
mean,
7.
As long
Oh.
as I keep the outside on the outside and the pillow
Okay.
part touching my so I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna try and tear like one eye hole on this side. Or on the I'm sorry, my right eye. I'm going to put my hood back up.
Okay.
My hood's back up. I'm gonna ask
know-
Howard.
Yeah, I was
Howard,
gonna say,
if he
Remus,
thinks
it looks pretty good. Your head looks a little squarish. I think that's just the pillow, but you look good. You look good.
I mean, I know most of these people are drunk, but do you think this is okay to go out and approach the tavern owner people about?
I don't know about the owners, the girls.
What if you come with me?
Oh yeah, I could totally come with you.
You can totally vouch for me just being either very, very ugly or having some sort of hideous wound. And that's why there's all these stains on the pillowcase.
Yeah, or I could just clean it for you.
I mean, I will take both.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna wave my hand to press the digit, about however you say it, and make it look nice and clean.
You wave your hand across the pillowcase, and there's a scrubbing kind of bubble sound as it becomes clean, dusty and stale, and like it's been clean and left in the closet for the past 5 years, and it's kind of smells musty, but
Yeah.
looks clean.
I can't take the smell out, but it looks a lot
Still.
better.
I think
Isn't
it
enjoyable.
adds to the effect. It normalizes me somehow in this tavern.
I like it. It looks good.
Do you want to talk to these people and see what
Yeah.
we're getting into, or
Yeah. Is there something specific you wanted me to figure out for you or ask them?
not especially. I didn't get really. I only sat there a few minutes, and most of it was just making sure the drunk man I sat next to did not try and kill me. Um, I
Oh, so he
heard
was
some.
drunk. I
Oh,
saw
he
him.
was
I
very
thought he
drunk.
was okay. I thought he
He
was
has a
dead.
f-
I wasn't sure.
he has what I assume is a flask in his pocket of some sort of. It was actually very curious. It smelled of cinnamon and other like whiskey elements, but it
Hmm.
made me think of your sticks, and I was wondering if that's why he was just incapacitated, or he probably just drank too much. But
Unfortunately, I gave the last of my stick to that poor child that got eaten by a giant, so I don't have those anymore. I do
well,
have some flakes,
maybe
but
that's
that's
what
a
was
little
in it.
different.
Maybe he put some flakes, and that's his good time.
I guess so.
But I I didn't hear too much. I they said something about a Madam Ava, I think.
Madam Ava, Madam Ava.
I don't know who that is, but if they're the owners, that might be like someone in charge of the town. I don't know. I really don't know what we're getting into here. We've got the letter off of the dead guy that we got ourselves in here with,
Yeah,
and it's all very off.
yeah. I feel like that peacock kind of just like threw us in the wrong area with his wheels. So,
Like,
um,
what did you pay with at the bar?
a couple of silver pieces. It's like 4 silver,
Or copper.
Peculiar,
4 copper. Sorry.
because we found these coins, and I pull out the weird like other coin, but
Huh.
they took those ones. But we paid what we. So I'm not. I'm just. I guess I'm trying to figure out where we are still in some.
Well, she
Remus,
did
with
say
money, generally with money, a copper piece is a copper piece, a gold piece is a gold piece. The
Gotcha.
stamp is better, but when it comes down to it, gold is gold.
Indeed.
You would get that as a rogue. But
Yeah.
still, nonetheless, this is confusing. I mean, you have
Well,
valid concerns still.
yeah.
it's more or less that like the bartender didn't raise an eye to it. He wasn't concerned about it in any way. And
I
that could
just
have
got
just been him being impersonal.
I just got the impression that he just didn't really want to be here or working.
That's fair. I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Um,
They did say something about Barovia, so I'm assuming this is where we're at. I couldn't tell you where we're at
I think
on the map.
I don't recall. That sounds right. Maybe
I don't know.
Both of you
But
make history checks.
think I've heard of this place before.
yeah.
Oh,
History.
I got down, 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 down.
My history. There you go.
12.
3.
Heard tales of people being lost in the lands of Barovia. Most of you guys have probably recall from your extended knowledge.
Hmm.
At least that's what you're going to get right now. May have to ask some people for more information.
All right.
But
Yeah, I'm
I guess before we go out, they didn't ask you any name or anything when you said we had these were our rooms.
Nope, I just played it off like I already made the reservation and I just went along with it. I've learned throughout the years that if you pretend like or you have the confidence that you're supposed to be doing what you're not supposed to be doing, most of the time they don't bat an eye.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, yeah. Let's go talk. Oh,
Okay.
hold on. Before we go out, let me grab the last piece of my meat pie. Which can I roll an insight check? Is it human meat?
Have you been eating it or?
Yeah, I've eaten a little bit of it.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Make an insight check.
oh my God,
It's a
he's
6.
dead.
6?
Yeah.
It's delicious meat pie, man. I need you to
Oh shit.
make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay. saving throw? Constitution?
Yeah.
5.
Good.
So Remus, as you see Howard lean over to the half-eaten pie on his bed, goes over there, takes a fork, takes a final scoop of it. It's warm, it's nice. It's got this roasty, smoked meat taste to it. It's a little bit of this jelly pudding in it too. It just pops and Howard began to kind of rock and pass out on the bed.
Asleep?
Pass out asleep. Roll a d4 for me.
But I can't. I have aspect of the moon, which let me pull it up real quick.
What does that mean?
So, with my newest invocation, aspect of the moon, you no longer need to sleep and can't be forced to sleep by any means, and you gain the benefits of a long rest while doing light activity.
So it's not that it's put you to sleep.
Damn it.
You're incapacitated, I'll say.
Okay.
So let me roll the d4 for you then.
Fair.
Okay.
Thanks. Do you have to sleep still? Am I the only one that has to sleep still?
I have to sleep.
Okay. Well, that timeline wise makes sense as Finks is going to come back to Howard. God damn it.
Howard just, yeah, as far as you know, he just, as you seem just kind of like, the sand is good.
Well, there's
Just laying there like wide awake, like
He looks
going-
like a child having the best night of sleep. And Howard,
eyes wide awake though.
you begin,
even
you have
more.
wonderful dreams of walking along a beach as this ground is sinking in with each step and bouncing back with it as it's soft and cushion-like. The water is not cold, but comforting and almost like that lukewarm, like you left. Well, I guess you're in Florida, so your pools are probably just generally warm and they're not always just ice cold. So it has that like just bathwater pool temperature where it's just it's comfortable. Make a perception check as you're enjoying the view.
9.
You're just walking on all you could tell with your perception is that you're on a beach and the water is off to your left. And as you kind of stare up at the sky, you see tentacles coming out of the clouds and wrapping in the sky. And there's little shapes of the king just kind of floating. The tentacles kind of come around them. These huge, gargantuan in size tentacles just wrapping out of the clouds. And for anyone else, this would probably be a nightmare, but for you, it taps into a place of a wonderful dream that you wish you could stay within, because isn't this the good life?
Mm-hmm. In his dream or whatever he's having, he's just gonna arms wide and just enjoy it, embrace it. I'm trying to get you followers. It's coming along. I like this. This is nice. Yeah.
Howard
Yeah.
speaks a little bit in front of you. Remus just almost like his body can't move or respond.
You said for how long does this happen?
I'll let you know when.
Oh, okay. I think you said a time.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, good.
What the
Longer than I
fuck?
expected.
What was in that? I'm not eating that pie. But it looks like he wanted to take it out. Yeah, I will take the remaining pie
Okay.
and I will leave our room.
Okay.
is it still the same amount of like people in the?
It's there are a few patrons that had been actually sitting up at the bar drinking had left. The blonde individual with the pale white skin with the dead hair looking dead blonde hair has left. The barkeeper is cleaning glasses still, and there's only the one woman at the table now.
Which one?
She's the one with the purple dressing, Sorvia, as she goes, I like your skin color. It matches my dress.
I point at my pillowcase.
I am not so blind as the rest of this tavern.
I see that. I'm sorry for I there was an accident during one of our adventures and my face causes people to react poorly.
She pulls out, she's kind of just, do say. She takes her goblet and takes a sip of it, pulls out a second goblet next to her and puts it next to her on the table. Pulls a pitcher, sets it on the table. Please, share a drink. You see her reach to her pouch and she pulls out a dagger. Stabs it right into the table, spins it around, just playing with it. You notice the dagger looks devilishly detailed with gold filigree, kind of almost embedded in the handle. And the blade has this stained red coating smear on it.
That's not even fair. I will. Are you the one who wanted the rest of this pie? I didn't speak to anyone earlier.
Oh no, those pies are far too addicting. I don't want to be hooked on them. My sister likes to gamble with them, but I will not.
Oh, okay. Did you are you all sisters then, or?
Well, that's three we are, but not.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well, I suppose I will put it to the side, and if she returns for the pie. Remus will slowly sit down, keeping his pillowcase on, and then I guess I like that's a very finely crafted dagger. I assume.
Yes, it is. It's actually. Do you mind presenting your hand? I just need a prick of blood, if you don't mind.
Oh, I mind very much.
So be it. You see her kind of poke her pointer finger in her left hand. They say it's bad luck if you don't draw blood after unsheathing it. She kind of begins to just spin it around on the table, letting it spin almost like a top now. You seeing the blood kind of soaking into the blade. Almost a weird kind of drawing essence. She stops it on a dime, flips it around her hand. She's a very skilled bladesman. Puts it down to her side, not sheathing it. Please, Sorvia is my name. What is yours?
They call me Remus. I think that's my name still.
Why do you think that's still your name? Would it not be?
There's it's the name I chose, I guess. Eventually, I don't really know my if there is a true name.
True names are dangerous. especially in cursed lands. If you have one, don't let your enemies know that.
It's true. I don't. Uh, uh, God, where do I start?
Usually
That
it's at the beginning.
yes, yes. That is a very impressed. First off, with your skills with a dagger. I have a small collection, nothing as fine as that though, and I'm very intrigued to be quite honest with what properties that one possesses. But that's your business, not mine. Um, I I have some questions for you, but it's up to you if you want to answer or not. I guess I will start by reaffirming we're in Barovia.
Why, yes, this is Barovia, a cursed dead land that seems to keep living for some reason. Specifically, we're the village of Barovia. Um, there's not much going on here. As long as we pay our taxes to our lord that watches over us from his castle, we have a fairly simple life here. It's boring. We have visitors that appear from vast far lands. But yes, we are in Barovia.
Yes, you're. I mean, it's only fair, especially at night here, that the town guard seemed concerned to let visitors in.
Well, there are many creatures and beasts that live among the woods and forest of this lands. You don't want to accidentally let in a pack of werewolves into a village at night, especially this close to a full moon.
Oh, the moon does so many things. Full moon, blood moon. It's all. I personally, I think I'm starting to hate the moon. But don't tell my
Ah,
friends.
she is but one of the goddess. She is but one of the two gods here in our land. Our Mother Night, as we call her. Um, she's the only one that seems to listen at times to the patrons of this domain.
What is your, I guess, the one who's got deaf ears?
The Morning Lord, the Thunder, the god of the sun himself, unfortunately, has not shed his light properly on this land for quite some time, allowing creatures of the night to take hold and spread. Luckily for me and my people, they don't pay much attention to us. Vistani have a relationship of coming and going.
What do you do exactly besides? I mean, you are co-owner of this lovely establishment, but do you venture through the town? Do you? I see you're skilled with a dagger. I'm unsure what else you enjoy.
The town bores me. I drink here to sustain a living and presence of sort. But when the need calls, I know the subtle way of dealing with a problem.
Do problems happen often here?
Not that anyone know of.
Because they are dealt with subtly.
Right, you are. But new to here, and you weren't planning to come here.
Sorvia, I have to be frank with you. That is a very, very interesting and loaded question for me. Where I am from has been very relative the last year or so, as I have, much like arriving here, I have stumbled and no, mostly stumbled into other planes and lands, and I I guess I'm struggling to remember at this point where where I am originally from. But I mean, I've sometimes you just take a wrong turn in the woods and you end up in the Feywild. Other times you follow this giant peacock man and you take your cart and steal the wrong wheels. But that makes more sense now. Uh, you gotta know which caravan to roll with.
My recommendation is to roll with the Vistani when you wish to travel with a caravan in style. We always have great medicinal, herbal needs that we can mend to be smoked with our fragrances and incense, as well as many deliciously spiced wines. And we know how to travel in style.
I do. They're the ones with the lovely crafted carts with the runic wheels.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
You've seen them before. Perhaps amongst your travels.
Yes, yes. Recently, we were. Well, that's the Blood Moon. That's where that whole thing turned around, and then we ran into them, which wasn't bad. You ever meet someone
I've met
who's
many
going
people.
along with just going along with someone, and you think they're part of the caravan, but they're not part of the caravan, and there's just a giant ordeal, and then two giants show up?
No, I've dealt with one large giant once before, but no one knows what happened to him.
Can I know?
I killed him with this dagger.
I assumed, but I wanted to confirm. Good. Yes, it was the strangest thing. There were giants and goblins. It's very opposite teaming going on. But here it seems a little more
it's dead here. I know you could say
you're
it.
right. It's boring. It's a little boring.
It's a shithole, but it deals. But so how did you get here? Specifically,
we walked.
You walked. Did
Oh,
you?
there was a cart with we had gotten some wheels from the Vistani, and I guess we
Make a
should have
deception check, please. With that
we did
one,
we did get them from the Dasani or the Vistani.
make a persuasion check then, because you're
No,
not lying.
I'm doing deception still, I guess.
You're
I don't
running
know. Let
that
me see.
line.
They're the same. It doesn't matter. I got a 17.
Okay. There's a moment sure that we mentioned the getting the wheels from the Vistani, and she kind of looks at you a little awkward, but shakes it off.
I'm still upset about that. I really did like that cart. It flew for a little bit. And
What cart did flew? Did fly? Do you need a surface for mechanics? I mean,
I
know
could not tell you.
The lord of this land is a practitioner of magics of sorts. He may be able to help.
Is that the guy you pay taxes to?
Oh yes, he is. Don't talk ill of him out loud, but he's not the friendliest, but brilliantly mad. He may be able to help.
It's not easy being in charge. You have to be tough. It's how my father was when We're a family. Very stern, understandably stern, but it is what it is. What is this lord's name?
Count Strahd von
Ah.
Serofich. Yeah. Usually you will see him once a month when he comes around to pay and collect taxes, unless there is a formal gathering of sorts that permits an audience of him. But
Like a party or a
perhaps
gala?
a gala of
I
sorts.
assume. I assume gala. He's got a title. It should be elegant.
Only the burgomasters really have the appropriate housing for a gala, but unfortunately, this town has suffered a loss, and we are without one. Perhaps in Valakai, you could get the burgomaster to raise a awareness for him and have a gathering.
So you've recently lost one of the burgomasters, but there's a new burgomaster.
No,
Or there were multiple burgomasters and we've just lost one.
Well, the one that has been ruling this town for the past 30 years has died.
Oh, that's
His
sad.
son took over. Oh, it's horrible, horrible. His house was raked by wolves that were breaking into the city from the outer gates and terrorizing and barking nonstop. It's why we really don't encourage anyone to leave the buildings at night. You don't know what creatures run amongst the streets. The gods bless their souls with the few holy trinkets they have. They're easy targets. But after nights and nights of terrorizing the house, I've just received word that the burgomaster has passed away, and his son has taken over.
The junior burgomaster.
Yes, the junior burgomaster, Ismark the Lesser.
But now he's the regular burgomaster. They might call him Big Burgomaster.
If we all be honest, we'll still call him the burgomaster the Lesser, probably. He was over there drinking the entire night, mourning the loss of his father.
Oh, the man I sat next to.
Yes. Wait, the one passed out. No,
is he
not
still
the one.
there?
No, not him. As you look over, no, not him. He was the one sitting. And she points in the
At the
direction
bar?
of the paled face, dead-haired individual.
Ah, gotcha. Interesting.
No, that's just the standard patron. Tried sneaking in his own drinks to avoid having to pay. So we gave him a pie to set him up for the
Oh.
night.
I was going to ask if you were subtle about it. And I wink.
Oh no.
I wink with the one eye that can be seen through the pillowcase.
Make a charisma check.
Oh, what is my mod? I think it's good. It's got to be good. That's a 20.
She goes, Remus, I like you. You're funny. There's a charm that I'd hate to have to take away from you. If you wish for something a little bit more stronger, I realize you weren't too much of a fan of the drinks that we offered here. You can pocket them as you will. I know how to eye a fellow roguish thief when I see one. And you are getting kind of chummy next to him, so I won't tell my sisters if you won't tell them about me and my outings of being subtle.
Well, I mean, I haven't met them yet, so I don't really feel the need to have a long conversation. But maybe someday, but not about those things. That's our business.
A cant amongst thieves, if you will.
Yes.
So, but I must retire for the evening. I'm gonna leave here and go to sleep. Make sure the building doesn't burn down. Eric will close up when he's tired of cleaning glasses. Please have the wine, if you will, as she leaves the pitcher there and leaves.
All right. Good evening, Sorbia. I will sit there probably like 5 minutes after she's like left from site and left the building. And then I'm going to see, I don't know if I can actually do this or not, but I want to see if there's any sort of thieves' cant around the picture, like she left any sort of message at the table or on the table.
All there is scrawled on Thieves' Cant, where you see that she was kind of digging and dagging and kind of like carving at. It just says, "Good luck."
Sick. I will return to the room with Howard. And he's still sleeping, I assume.
You're gonna
Still
see
s-
Howard with his arms like.
Okay.
Yep.
I have one more thing to do. Howard broke my bed, right?
Howard broke your bed. There as you go to sit in, there's a as the weight kind of crumbles a little bit in. Not a lot. Howard's not heavy, but there was a
No.
beginning of the crack.
Oh wait, no, he's more than 50 pounds though. Damn it. Right. Yeah. No, it's up to 500 pounds. Sweet. I'm using Tensor's floating disc to move Howard to the broken bed. And then I will take the regular bed and go to bed.
Make a Jesus. Make a Arcana check.
10?
I'll allow it because it's funny. Howard,
So say
Instead of-
Howard sees the disc as like some kind of symbol from the king, and he's gonna gladly go on to it.
he can rolls onto it, and you embrace this dreamlike state that you are in, and you float over, and the disc lets you go on the bed. Let me roll a. You are still fast unconscious in your incapacitated state. We'll say about 2 hours in for the evening of everyone else's long rests. Is Finks and Azoth both are long resting essentially?
Oh,
You're doing your 4-hour meditation,
I'm doing
thing,
the
but it's your long
transmit.
rest.
Yep.
Finks is passed out. Remus, what's up?
Oh, this was a question I had because I don't know if they ever got any magic back, but I would like to put on my gloves of conjuring just to cover my purple hands.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'm gonna sleep with gloves on.
Okay. You go down to lay bed. I want everyone to roll a d20 for me.
12.
6.
20. Did I win?
Yeah, you won.
4.
So, Finks, well, everyone does have I could say comfortable sleep. You're about entering this deep slumber as you are running through the forest, woods, trees rushing by your face, pine trees. You're following a trail of where you see a spot of moonlight shining down in front of you. And as you begin racing towards it, you keep running. You're running. You cannot enter it. As you turn around, you see this female figure with claws running after you. You're running, scrambling. Make a dexterity saving throw. Disadvantage still, obviously.
6.
You fall, trip, roll up. She's closer to you now. You can feel the hot breath on your neck. The 2 puncture wounds, they're pulsing, throbbing with pain. You begin running further. The moonlight is farther out of your sight. I need you to make another dexterity saving throw. As you begin running, you see a knotted up tree branch root jump out of the ground to kind of wrap around your feet.
With disadvantage, that is a frick.
You fall down, spin. You look up and you see the figure is now standing over your chest. Hello, Finks. What are you doing?
I'm not Finks. I'm one of those pretty ladies from the bar. And I try to run away.
Make a deception check. As you look up past her, you see the sky turning from this pearlescent moonlight white to a dark crimson red color.
17.
That pulses a bright, lighter red. Still red, but instead of this dark, thick crimson, it's more of this nice flash of this pulse of bright red, pink, almost rockets through the sky. She kind of startles back. You get up and you scamper and begin running now, and the spotlight of moonlight that you had seen is no longer a ray of moonlight, but it is now raining. And the part of your vision that calls to you is this dark. So it's raining all around you, and it's this dark, heavy, soppy, looking at it, probably this dark, thick red blood. But the moonlight that you were looking at isn't being shown anymore as a ray of light, but instead it has a pink rain, if you will, of blood that is almost like a shower head is showering down in a circle beyond your reach. What are you doing?
Can I attempt to like teleport or blink?
Yeah.
To get to the circle?
But use a spell, or what are you doing?
I don't know. Can I use spells? I don't know where I am.
Well, I don't know. What do you wish to do?
I use the blink spell to try and jump ahead.
Blink spell. Okay. Roll your D. Is it D20?
Yeah.
We haven't pulled blink in a minute.
Didn't work.
Didn't work.
So I'm just gonna keep running.
Keep running. Max dexterity saving throw. Straight.
Am I aware of anything that's going on in the room at the moment? Do I notice
Perception
any?
check with disadvantage.
5 on the save, by the way.
There's a moment of tripping and stuttering and stumbling over your feet as you're starting to kind of catch your breath, and it's getting hard for you to breathe. You're trying to calm yourself down as you're scrambling ahead. Still beyond your reach. Roll a d20 to see if you can blink on your second turn.
I got a 13.
You see things kind of scrambling in his sleep, kind of almost like a kid running and shouting.
I'm gonna try and wake him up.
So, real quick, Finks, finish your roll.
No good.
No good.
9.
So as you kind of stumble more, the bloody rain is out of your reach that was calling to you. You fall down, turn around, you feel the hot breath on your face. Finks. And it's Azoth as you open your eyes, kind of over you, waking you up.
Am I alarmed? Am I fighting?
It's almost
Azoth?
like you're woken up in a night out of like a nightmare. And
Okay.
Azoth, you see him kind of like stopping abruptly as he was kind of running in his sleep.
I told you I'd stay awake for you. There's something going on, bud.
I don't know what's wrong. I saw that woman that attacked me. She chased me down and I couldn't get away from her. I probably should have killed her, but I don't know what this place is like. I didn't want to get us in trouble already.
We'll get her.
I hope so.
Here, why don't you try settling back down? I'll keep watch still, because
Okay.
I'm pretty exhausted.
Hey,
I'll allow you
Azoth,
to. Oh,
can I sleep in your bed?
Go ahead. You know what I'll do? I'll actually like sit like crisscross applesauce and let Figs curl up, and I'll just basically watch over him for the night. I'll tend
All
to
right,
him.
cool. All about it.
He's my buddy.
Good. With that, your room suffers no further occurrences. Thinks you will be allowed to go back to take a following long rest to finish this
Okay.
up. Slightly into the middle of the night, Danny, you come to 2 as you hear a Howard. Howard, come and find me.
Thinks, is that you?
No.
You woke up. It's quiet. Middle of the night.
Gonna look over Remus sleeping.
Remus is sleeping.
Hmm.
Sound maybe coming from him. His direction.
That's weird.
Come here.
Yeah, look at this pie. This was a really good pie. I need to get more. Okay.
Don't
Gonna
you
walk
want to do
over-
great things?
Depends who's asking. Who's asking?
You found me. I thought we were going to be friends.
Gonna look back at the pie again.
Not that.
Oh, okay. Where did I find you?
I was
Where are
in
you?
the dark place. What? Forgotten. Someone tried to seal me up.
That's interesting. Gonna walk over to Remus. Sound asleep. I'm gonna do like the little finger underneath the nose, make sure he's still breathing. And I'm gonna kind of go through his pockets, I guess, and try to find the blue vial.
Make a dexterity. Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
And Remus, make a perception check.
Eight.
It's a 15 sleight of hand.
Remus is dead asleep, enjoying a nice long rest. And as you pick up one of his pouches, you see the blue vial that's swirling around. We could do great things.
I'm gonna hold it up to my ear, jiggle it.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. What kind of great things? Jesus, what was in this pie that I'm talking to a vial? This is good shit. Okay. What are we doing?
Well, I'm not going to spoil the surprise.
Okay. I kind of like surprises sometimes. How about we figure that out later? It's kind of dark right now. And like while I don't need sleep, I don't want to wake up my other buddies right now. So can we pencil this until the morning?
Make a charisma check.
Straight charisma. 14. There we go. Blue highlighter.
I always say, the more minds, the better.
You know, I actually agree with you. But you're the wrong color. You need to be more yellow for that.
You see it kind of shift and swirl into a bit of a yellow. Slightly. Fades back to a smoky gray.
Okay.
You don't want to die, do you?
No.
I'll make sure that you don't.
And how are you going to do that?
Uncork it. And we'll find out together.
This tempting. It's tempting.
Make. I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that in the morning. I don't want to wake up my buddies right now.
I said now.
Yeah. I kind of do it on my own time. I'll just put you in my pocket for now.
A wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Ooh, wisdom save. Hold on. What is that? It's my wisdom. Nice. 19.
Okay. You feel a presence kind of push into your head. Very similar to how you've talked to individuals psychically. And it kind of pushes in to like create a self-awareness. That's not just you in your own thoughts. And it gets, you feel it leave your conscious.
Well, that's not very nice.
And
If
with
you
that-
wanted to talk, you could just ask.
It's a response of, maybe you're not all knowing. Maybe someone else will know more.
Possibly. We'll find out in the morning. In my pocket.
Okay. All right. And with that, you go down to finish, take a long rest. Everyone else sleeping peacefully. We'll wrap up there. We'll pick up there next week. Everyone, welcome to like your stay at the Blood of the Vine Tavern. I've been your Dungeon Master, Anthony Mullen. Thank you so much, everyone, for catching this. As we have put it up on our Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. If you are watching this, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. If you haven't already, head on over to the Twitch and make sure you do subscribe and follow and are notified when we go live for all of you. Thank you so much, everyone, for putting up with our technical difficulties. I'm working on not rolling a 1 on those intelligence mechanical checks. I'm not an artificer, people. I'm only a dungeon master. I can only do so much. But no, I really enjoy how my players are running with Barovia. You guys are trying to set the tone and set the flavor. Throw a little bit of gothic horror your way. Throw a little bit more extra funsy doozies at you, and attempted a little bit of each of you. I think my own rightful way. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in. Check us out. Make sure you do head on over to our Instagram at podcasters_tabletop gaming, as well as on our Facebook, podcasters tabletop gaming. Also, please make sure to check out the link tree below. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and like us on all social media so you know that when we go live, and make sure you catch the show, as well as be tuned as more content will be dropping. You saw that a lot of people really did like tuning in for just the general discussion that we had last week, also with Finks and Azoth. And I am looking forward to putting out some character builds that me and Danny have created with Roll for Wisdom, as well as looking forward to some discussions that I'm going to have with the group as a full as we talk D&D topics for fun, because you guys all really like that. And I want to make sure we give that to you more. So thank you so much. I'm your Dungeon Master, Anthony. Please make sure to check out our sponsor, DCT Industries, and their game, Kaimon. I'm going to pass it on to my players, but not before telling you all about our network at bicbp-radio.com. Please make sure to check us out, show support for our other great podcasters and content creators. Thank you, Ricky. I really appreciate it all. Please make sure to check out some of my great friends that do hard work on their own shows, such as Chris over at History Creeps with Silence Your Phones, as well as Out of the Shadows, a horror movie podcast that he reviews 80s horror films with my good friend Jim Clark. Chris and I also do our infamous show, Chris and Anthony Just Can't Stop, because, hey, we just can't stop. Basically anything and everything of zany ludicrousness. And I highly recommend that one. That is you want to see me at my natural and at me at my core. Chris and Anthony is where it's at. You never know what you're going to get with that. It's kind of like a box of chocolate, kind of, I guess, in a way. Highly recommend. Go check it out, as well as please make sure to check out our great friends over at the Podcast Precinct. Matt Johnson is doing some incredibly hard work building his core of podcasters, as well as hosting some events for game nights, as well as I know they're doing currently tonight a viewing for the Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul fight.
Logan Paul, yeah.
Yes, they're doing a night of screening for that. So please make sure to check out the Podcast Precinct and Matt Johnson. No, honestly, you want to go check out a great football podcast. I'm not a sports individual. I don't watch sports. It's just not an interest of mine. But I'll tell you, one sports podcast that I do love, the 2 Point Conversation. Matt and his team are hardworking, they're creative, and they're fun. And it is a great football show for the everyman viewer as well as the avid listener, because they go pretty in depth within stats and teams and discussion topics as well. So please make sure to check out our great shows on the network. And I'm going to pass it over to our players. So Danny, you're up.
Danny Chavez, you could follow Howard on Twitter at podcastersH for some random tweets. If you like my doodles for whatever reason, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at RatfinkArts. That's RATPHINC Arts. Other than that, yeah, like what Anthony said, go follow the other shows. Go watch our show on Twitch. Well, we're not rolling a natural one. And go tell many other people to watch it and follow and subscribe. The more likes we can get, the better for us. So
exactly. Azoth.
Andy, you're really good at trying to convert people to things. Just saying. You're talented, man. You can follow Azoth and his response to the what's going on at Twitter at Podcasters Azoth. You can follow me on any of my nonsensical things I'm doing on the internet at the Mark716. And yeah, that's about it.
Check out Mark at Mark the 716, the Mark 716, the Mark. Yeah. Check them out, as well as your guys' Twitters. I'll say, as Dungeon Master, I love watching your Twitter notifications pop up throughout the week. They're great. You really want to add that extra layer to the show, check out their Twitter feeds. It's going to be great. Remus. Just kidding, Finks.
Oh, look at that. Beat you in the initiative order, I guess. If you guys want to follow Finks on Twitter, you can follow him at Podcasters Finks. We got some fun stuff on the Twitter world today. And then if you want to follow me personally, I am painting miniatures at Phoenix Forged on Instagram. I just got started messing around with the first set of Kaimon. So I'll be painting those kind of for like the demo models. So, hopefully I'll have a couple of those up soon. Keep an eye out for those. Other than that, the typical Warhammer and actually, I forgot to mention, Anthony was able to drop off some terrain, which I don't have anywhere near me right now. Everyone showed off. That I will be kind of base coating and hopefully getting some quick layers down so we can use them on our battle boards. So keep an eye out for that in the next little bit.
Yes, they are very fun. I'm very excited. Train is from the Archon Studios. I believe I have that name correct. This was a Kickstarter. Right. Archon Studios. They're the same core guys that do the quick Kickstarters for Dragons and Lasers. Kickstarters for the train, and this was their 28 millimeter, 32 millimeter wargaming train. Phenomenal Kickstarter that I backed. I loved it. I have a Cathedral set as well as the Cobalt Foundry set. I'm very interested to see what Tony is going to do with that. I'm really excited to see that. All right, go on, Remus.
I'm Remus. I'm Ricky Coates. I play Remus. You can follow Remus at Podcasters Remus on Twitter. He got around to tweeting a few things during the session today, which was exciting. You can follow me at Rick_Coates on any sort of social media thing. Yeah, I'm very interested to see how things play out in Barovia. I hope everyone's enjoying it. And I will continue to try and creative problem solve simple, silly things.
I love to see what happens, because as your facial reactions are the greatest. You're just like, crap, I want to do this, but I'm not gonna. Crap, how do I react?
Oh,
And
even
Remus
at
is
that
awesome.
the end scene with Howard, I was completely off of what I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be fun. I'm a little disappointed that Howard didn't roll lower, or that you didn't take the bait. Who knows?
Not yet, at least.
Or maybe we all took the bait already.
Who knows? Who knows? I do love that that you tried to pull the fast one and swindle it over on me, that you couldn't be put to sleep, and it's like, just kidding, incapacitated, different than sleep.
Yep.
effects. But I do realize that you are all slowly working on your way to not being able to have to sleep, I see, which is really going to be interesting for campaigning.
I mean, I'm still gonna sleep.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that either. Just
Till
Rojo
then-
Toro. That's all
Yeah,
you got.
right.
Rohotoro.
Also,
Rotoro.
bro, just constantly hasted. Hopefully,
That's not blood rain. That's Rojo Toro pouring down on you.
my God.
This true blood god.
Yes.
Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in and watching us. Greatly appreciate it. We'll catch you next week as we hopefully are not rolling any more natural ones or fricks on those technical difficulties. Thanks so much. Until then, guys, keep. Oh, wait. I lost. Rolling. All right.